All right, Eagles lost to the Ravens. Um, was perfectly fine with Doug going for two at the end of the game there. Uh, you're on the road. What the hell? Why not? Have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. Go for it. Give them a little bit of confidence going into the next week. I still think it was good, even though they didn't get that. That play call itself was a little skeptical, but um, they still look pretty good with it. Weird thing is, Wentz is 6'5". How the hell he's getting a pass blocked twice during the game is a little interesting there. But I guess when he's staring down guys, doesn't work out too well. Um, but again, they could have kicked it. They could have got the point. It doesn't matter. They went for two earlier, and it looked really nice. I really like to see that Ryan Matthews play. That was nice. He really got up in the air for it. He had a hell of a game, which is interesting. I mean, the guy's been missing for a lot of the season and last season too, with some weird injuries. He gets some weird, interesting things happening to him. But he played amazing yesterday. He played great. I think that was the most yards he got as an Eagle. Ran with authority, a lot of power. Um, wasn't dancing around, just hitting guys and going. I think Ertz had a really nice game too. 6 catches, I think 80 yards. I mean, he was in some blocking plays too. Looked pretty good. The one third down that Aguilar screwed up and ran out of bounds. Aguilar was supposed to run on the inside. Wentz had that set up blocked nicely, but Aguilar went on the outside, and then he stepped out of bounds because he's Aguilar. Um, I think Wentz is a major issue with his arm strength. Underthrew Jordan Matthews on one for a pick, but there was a penalty. I guess the linebacker or somebody, I don't know, hit Ertz, which they got a penalty on that, so that play came back. But Wentz's arm strength throwing downfield for the deep ball is not good. I know you can say, well, the guys don't get separation. Still got to lead them, though. You can't throw the guy 5 yards short and have that be able to get picked off. Um, there's a major problem. I mean, there's been a couple times this season where he's not been able to get the ball out in front of the receivers, or they had to go back on it. It's just bad news. Dude's got to be able to step into a throw and let it fly. He gets too much air underneath of it. You saw Flacco throw a 40-yard pass yesterday on his back foot. It was just a flick. And Wentz's size, he's got to be able to do that. And hopefully with, two former quarterbacks with Reich and Peterson in there, this offseason they'll be able to work with him. I know they weren't be able to do much, earlier in the season, but I mean, there's glaring issues there. They got to get his arm strength up. They got to get his fundamentals a little bit better, and let him be able to rip that deep ball. They had Doug made a nice adjustment. They had first series. They had third and long. That was a screen pass to, I believe it was Matthews. He got out, got the first down. Then the next two third and longs, they did the same thing. Well, they did a wide receiver screen that didn't work, and they did another one. It didn't quite work out. So Baltimore adjusted to that, and Doug stopped doing it, which was really nice to see. Jordan Matthews, 6 catches, 27 yards. Number one receiver gets 27 yards on 6 catches. That is shit. DGB and Aguilar had 2 catches total for 20 yards. So that's 47 yards between your 3 receivers. Not good. Burton had 2 catches for 2 yards. The one catch that he had I guess it was the second one that he had for 2 yards. I think Wentz missed a read on that one. When you showed a different review of it, or a replay of it, there was a receiver standing wide open with his hands up. Actually, Wentz missed a couple reads during that game. They showed a couple shots. You guys were watching the game, you saw it too. Receivers are right down the field, hands up, looking for the ball, and Wentz didn't see him. So he's got a lot of learning to do still. Obviously, he's a rookie. It's no big deal. I give Peterson a little bit, as a rookie with a rookie coach, rookie quarterback. As long as he makes some adjustments, learns from his mistakes. I don't want Peterson gone. Not yet. I don't want Wentz to have to deal with a whole nother offensive scheme. But they gotta revamp that receiving core. That receiving core is shit. Without a doubt, they got to give him some more options, and possibly be able to stretch the field and throw the ball deep every once in a while. he's got to get the strength going there too. Defense actually had 3 sacks yesterday, which was surprising. They got in there pretty nicely. Jalen Mills, the finger wag and everything. I like it. I like the confidence. I don't care. I think it's great that he's a rookie, that he's got the confidence. I think he's going to be a very good player in this league. It's going to take him a little bit, and teams are going to pick on him, but I think for the most part, the kid can get the job done. He's made some pretty good plays this year. He's gotten beat a little bit here and there, but for the most part, I think he's okay. Interesting thing is that Steve Smith touchdown, it was Mills, Watkins, and I believe it was Jenkins questioned the call on that play. Jenkins has been in and out of the media with some issues with the team this year, which is fine. I guess he's their big leader, one of their leaders. He's fairly outspoken, which is fine. But for 3 guys saying it's the wrong play, calling out the coach like that, or the coordinator, I think it could be an issue. Interested to see how Doug's going to handle that. They got the press conference today. I'm sure somebody's going to ask him about that situation. That's been a couple times this year. Peterson and Wentz kind of went back and forth. I guess it was around week 6 or 7 like that, saying that Wentz had some bad fundamentals, and which was resulted in a bad game by him. Wentz disagreed. So it seems like some of the players have no problem speaking their mind against the coaching staff. I don't think that's a pretty good sign there for a first-year coach. I think you kind of want to nail that shit down so that doesn't happen. You don't need guys questioning. When you guys start questioning, then it's it's understandable. You're not going to agree with every single play, but you can't give that as an excuse either. Got to be able to see what Steve Smith was doing on that play. He was going to try to break it in. So it's a little. It could turn out to be a pretty bad thing. Earlier when the team looked like they gave up and then they bounced back, well, they played better. They still lost, but they played better. That was one thing. When you're going to get week after week guys saying little things here and there, it's not a good sign. But, they are what they are. And if Doug's going to allow that shit to continue, then, so be it. There are 3-point dogs at home against the Giants this week. Eli kind of lights it up late in the season. They got a pretty good shot. I don't mind them getting to the play. If it was between them and Dallas, getting into the making a deep run, I'd rather the Giants do it. I don't really think an NFC team is going to win the Super Bowl this year. You still got Brady. You got Brady involved. Bryce Harper just married his girlfriend in San Diego. That's great. She's probably going to be looking for that $40 million payday a year that he's looking for now, which is crazy. I don't even know what the hell that just popped up on my screen. But, Raiders, Patriots, they got a pretty good shot at doing something special. I wouldn't mind seeing Brady do it again. I know Belichick's an asshole and Brady's, the UGG-wearing, elitist. But I don't care. I don't want to see an NFC East team get in there. So it looks like it's going to be another rebuild year for the Eagles, which is expected. That 3-0 start killed everybody and fans' expectations for the season, and 75% of 3-0 teams go to make the playoffs. But hey, it's Philadelphia, and we do things differently. So it'll be interesting to see how if they bring in another talent evaluator. I would like to see a talent evaluator because right now their talent evaluating sucks, I believe. Their wide receivers, bringing these guys in, with Howie or whatever, stick to the numbers, let some people bring in some talent, and then you figure out a contract. Howie being involved in football operations is a bad sign. Not that you have to play the game to know how to, I don't believe in that at all. But Howie's track record, I don't agree with. Would be nice to see them get some, bring some really good football minds in there and get some talent evaluators in there to get this team back on track. The NFC East looks pretty good. Washington, I guess Cousins going to get a big deal this year, and then I think he'll shit the bed after that. But Giants have a year or two left. Their defense is looking pretty decent. Dallas is got a nice little recipe there with that line and Zeke and Dak. So they're going to be around for a little bit. And the Eagles are going to be playing catch up for a little bit now, which really sucks to see those three take to the forefront, and the Eagles are just going to be sitting in the back watching them. But it's possible they can make some changes, and hopefully Doug learns from his mistakes this year, and we'll be able to handle things differently next year. Get them tougher, get them working as a unit, and everybody get on board. So that's it, and talk to you guys later.